In 2004, the Supreme Court of Nigeria announced BFI Group as preferred bidder of the Aluminium Smelting Company in Ikot, Abasi in Akwa Ibom State in southern Nigeria. The Supreme Court ordered the BPU to revert to the original bidder, and BFI agreed to pay the prize money of $410 million.
The Aluminium Smelting Company of Nigeria was one of the major industrial projects developed by the federal government. The intention was to industrialize the oil producing area of the nation. And why I mention oil producing is that they decided to use Alscon to solve one of the major problems of the oil communities, which is the pollution in terms of the flaring of gas. Since aluminium production takes a lot of energy, so the intention of the federal government was to establish an aluminium smelting plant to use the flared gas instead of flaring it into the atmosphere, but to use it to power the production of aluminium ingots. And also it was designed to broaden the economy of the country by having a manufacturing plant that contributes hard currency instead of dependent only on the.
However, Rusal, a Russian company, has refused to obey the ruling of the Supreme Court of Nigeria.
Yes, we won the bid in 2004, and the bid was won by BFIG Group Corporation, a special purpose vehicle that was put together as a consortium of many companies, most of them United States companies. The idea was to rehab the plant, bring it back to a position of production, and to realize the objectives for which the federal government cited the plant in the Niger Delta region. So when we won the plant in 2004, because of corruption, they decided to take the plant away from us and give it to a bidder that was disqualified during the bid process. And the bidder was disqualified because, one, they did not put up the bid bond, which was a requirement, and they refused to put up the bid bond. And number two was because they did not follow the bid requirement in terms of completing the form as instructed, but they decided to take the form, remove whatever they don't like from it, and then complete it and send it. So that was perceived by the panel to be a failure to follow instruction, of which we were all admonished that here are the rules. Everybody must follow the rules. So if you do violate, the penalty will be disqualification. So when it was handed over to a disqualified bidder on what they call willing buyer, willing seller guideline, then that is how the Russian group came in to play, and we decided to protest. So we took the matter all the way to the Supreme Court of Nigeria, and the Supreme Court, on a vote of 5-0,
Wow.
which is unanimous, returned the plant back to us.
The BFI group is headed by American-Nigerian Dr. Ruben Mietamono Jaja. He explained to the Rivers State Television on the current status of the Aluminium plant in Ikot, Abasi.
The current status is that since the Russians, or UC Rusal, became the management of the plant, we have seen production has dropped from an average of 30% of the installed capacity of the plant, which is about 200,000 metric tons. So when Nigerians were operating the plant, it was producing at about 30% of that installed capacity. But since the Russians took over in the year 2007, that has declined to a position of 0.
According to Dr. Ruben Jaja, Aluminium has the capacity to provide at least 800 to 1,200 jobs, create foreign exchange for the Nigerian economy, and is confident that the incoming President-elect of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, can take Nigeria to the next level. According to him, the President-elect Tinubu studied in America and has worked with top international companies.
He trained in the United States and also worked with some of the leading corporations here. So he has a dream. His own mindset as to how the economy should function, in my view, is totally different from others. He's not a hand that will come in and begin to think around what to do. And most importantly, I respect him for one thing, and that is his ability to use experts, seasoned experts, knowledgeable technocrats, people who have worked the international organization with proven track record. He knows how to use people of that caliber, bring them around to assist him, guide him, direct him on how to accelerate the economic development of the country.
Dr. Ruben Mietamono Jaja also is confident that the incoming Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, has the capacity to improve Rivers State economy.
Part of creating solution that was not fully implemented. So now that it is his turn, I personally expect that our state will benefit enormously from his experience and background. And not only that, he's not a sectional person. He believes in the state. He believes that the resources of the state must be shared equitably. And all the talents that we have, both women, children, women, youth, men, if you have what it takes to help to lift the state up, is the type that will bring you on board. The advice I have for him is, my governor, stay very, very close to God. Pray, make God part of your administration. He is your governor to guide you, direct you, because you know what to do. And at the same time, understand the challenges of our state is, one, insecurity. You cannot develop without peace. So pay serious attention to insecurity.
Dr. Ruben Jaja says the BFI group will expand the current capacity of the Aluminium plant in Ikot, Abasi and hope that Rusal and the necessary authorities respect the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Supriya Jaja, Rstv News.